Hello and welcome back to unsquashable.tv and live on our Facebook page and squashable.com. You join us again at the AJ Bell ESF European Championships live from the David Ross Sports Village at the University of Nottingham. You rejoin with me, lead commentator for this event, Josh Taylor, and I'm joined with a new guest appearance from one of the coolest men in squash, Lewis Waters.
Hi Josh, how you doing?
Bit of a family allegiance here as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there is actually. Declan James playing for England, obviously my younger cousin. He's going to be playing Borja Golan.
So we'll go back to court with tournament MC Paul Walters.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first player onto court for our next match needs very, very little introduction. Born and bred in Nottingham, a real rising star on the men's PSA World Tour. In Helsinki earlier this year, he made his debut for England in the European Team Championships. Please welcome onto court. This is his debut tournament in the European Individual Championships. From Nottingham, Declan James. One of the most popular players on the World Tour. He's the defending champion. He's the record holder in terms of Spanish titles. He's the highest world-ranked Spanish player of all time. Please welcome onto court, Borja Golan.
So, thanks for joining us back here. This has been my favourite match I've been looking forward to all day, actually. Decker's your cousin, seems to always play quite well in Nottingham, doesn't he?
Yeah, well obviously it's his hometown. He's going to want to be doing really well here in front of his home crowd. I mean, he's got quite a bit of his family here. And obviously it's a few minutes away from his house, which is going to help him as well. Being able to stay in your own bed's always nice.
Have you just bought a house together, have you? Is that what I've heard, or are you sharing, or something like that?
We're renting a house together, in Nottingham, so we're roommates now.
How's that?
Yes.
No dirt to ditch then?
Yeah, not so far. So far it's all been plain sailing. Yeah, we would check back in about 6 months.
So if we look at both players and where they're at, so obviously Borja, Spanish number 1, current world number 16. He's reached as high as 5, I believe. So he's had a nice high in his career. He's defending champion here. Actually, he beat Gregory Gaultier in the final last year.
Right.
And recently has defended his Spanish national title. Obviously, Dec, you probably know without me saying anyway. England number 5, world number 36. Recent winner of the Tring Open and also the Irish Open. So he's had some good form at the back end of last season, didn't he?
Yeah, he. I think the last couple of events he played, he won, which is good. Gave him a lot of confidence going into the summer. And I can tell you, he's been working really hard over the summer here in Nottingham and up in Manchester.
So he obviously spent a bit of time in Manchester, but he's mainly back now in Nottingham, isn't he?
That's correct. Yeah. I mean, as far as I'm aware, he's still going to be travelling up to the national centre to do the England squads with all the England players there. But his main base is going to be at the Park Squash Club in Nottingham, and I think he is going to be doing a fair bit of his training at the university now as well.
Yeah, I guess with this glass court, I mean, this place is ridiculous, isn't it, since it's opened up?
It's a brilliant facility.
I don't know, in terms of sports facilities, I can't think of a better sports facility in England to match it. It's huge.
It's apparently it is the biggest, or one of the biggest fitness centres in the UK now. And then obviously squash-wise, it's one of the few places in England with an all-glass court.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great little arena as well, isn't it, with the darkness of the black surrounds and the permanent seating, which it creates a great feel for this event. Hopefully they'll be bringing more and more big events to Nottingham with this here.
Yeah, I mean, that's their plan. Like, speaking to sort of their management and their events team, they're really keen to hold as many sort of European events and England events here as they can, and really try and get the profile up of Nottingham University.
Yeah, we're certainly doing it here with the first major event being the European individuals. Obviously having world number 1 Gregory Courtier, and this men's draw is as good as it gets. It's actually quite a nice format, this event, because they play out all the way through the rounds, even the lower sections. So it's quite a good pre-season one for the players to come to.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to give the players a good gauge for sort of how they're playing. It's not one of those events where you maybe play somewhat, have an easy match, and then maybe you get beat in the next round, and then that's it. This is good because they get to play out and sort of really get a good gauge of their level and see how sort of summer training's gone.
Yeah. So you say Dec's been working really hard in the off season. So
yeah, he's putting a lot of physical work in the gym. Has been his big main focus, sort of.
Have you done a good block with him as well, Lee, or has it been?
I have sort of in the last couple of weeks. I've actually been. I was actually in the States for the first part of the summer, so I was there for about 5 weeks. I was coaching and training out there. So I got back to Nottingham about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So we've hit a fair bit since then. We trained here last week, sort of to help Dec get used to the glass court here and get a feel for it. Give him every chance he's got going into this event.
What's your plans now? Are you back around Nottingham as well? So obviously you're renting. So have you moved back here full time?
I am. Yeah, I'm actually going to be working for University of Nottingham. So this is going to be my base now. Going to be working with Richard O'Connor, who you had in earlier. So we're going to be coaching the university team here, starting in September. So looking forward to it.
Will that be your first season with Notts Uni, will it?
It will, yeah, because I've been in the States for the last 5 years, working at Yale University, and finished there in May, just before the summer, and moved back here. So yeah, looking forward to this. I mean, it's a similar sort of job to the one that I had at Yale. So hoping to just kind of slide in. Yeah.
How do you think it will compare? You know, like in terms of the university scene in America's booming, isn't it? So
it is. I mean, in terms of like the money that the colleges put in to the sport in America, and even just the level of participation and the spectators that come to watch the college matches is a lot bigger than over here, mainly just because of how big America is. And their sort of view towards sports. But having said that, I think that's sort of encouraging the English universities to try and
like mirror that, I guess.
Which I think was Nottingham University's plan here. I mean, obviously they put in a lot of money to the squash centre here. So hopefully they're going to be building. And I mean, now the other universities, the other big sports universities, Loughborough, what else is it? Birmingham.
Like Birmingham have just opened their new centre as well. So it's like
it's going to
the bar's been set a lot higher, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be lifted, which is great for sort of the younger players coming through. They've got good choices of where they want to go to university now.
Yeah. I think the options are great now, aren't they? They've really lifted the bar, and the quality of the product's so much better. And having glass courts like this is just going to improve it, isn't it? This atmosphere for university players to play on as well. It's going to be great to get some Bucks fixtures down here on a Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
So we're off. We've got first rally.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Declan starts here. Last time he played Borja, he didn't have the best start, and he kind of got into the match pretty late on, and then it was close towards the end of the match, but he didn't start well. So I think that's going to be one of his main focuses going into this, is just to try and get a good start and maybe unsettle Borja slightly.
So did it get a bit feisty? That was what kind of I've been told, is that it was a bit of a feisty one at the end of that game, maybe.
It did, towards the end of the match. The third game, I think, was 12-10, or maybe it went to a fourth, and that was close, and it did. I mean, they're both big guys, and that did start to get a little bit physical.
Yeah, Deck can quite often be a better door than a window, can he?
Yeah, I mean,
he's a big guy, isn't he?
Nearly 6'5", so yeah, he's probably one of the tallest players on PSA, I would have thought.
So you must know his game inside out. So what do we need to be watching for here, Lewis?
That's a good question. He loves to be in the middle of the court. I mean, he uses his height really well. He loves to be across that middle line and just take the ball in. Backhand volley is probably his favourite area.
He seems to have developed over the last sort of 12 months like a really good kill on the forehand as well, which I've seen him use that quite a bit to put the ball away. Yeah. Is that something that he's worked on specifically to try and add another level to his game? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's got the physical side of his game's gone up, and I think he felt sort of to trouble the better players, he needed to add more dimensions from an attacking perspective. So I think at the moment, or over the summer, squash-wise, he's definitely been working on his attacking game, both forehand and backhand.
Have you ever played Borja?
I did, actually, a long time ago now in French League.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was probably about 9 years ago.
So somewhere in the back to the memory.
Yeah. Somebody asked me this the other day, and yeah, that's the only time we played. But he's got an interesting style, Borja. It's very unorthodox.
Yeah, his swing is quite unorthodox. It can either be sort of a plus side, can't it, and be easier to read in some things. But actually, the reality is it's probably quite hard to read because it's not a traditional swing. I don't know. What would you say? I
mean, yeah, it's not. It doesn't flow sort of as much as the other players, and so because it's kind of broken up, it makes you kind of hold on the tee for a moment before he actually plays the shot. And it might not be that aesthetically pleasing to look at, but
it's very effective.
It is effective, yeah.
I mean, he's been around for a long time now, hasn't he? Borja's been right at the top of the game for quite a bit as well, in that sort of top 20 bracket.
Yeah, I mean, he reached world number 5 or 4, I think it was, a while ago, and then he had that injury. I think it was his ACL.
Yeah, that's right.
And that got him back. That took him out for about a year. So he's done well to climb back up to 15 in the world after such a horrific injury.
Have you ever had any injuries, Lewis, or have you stayed pretty clean?
I had quite a lot at the beginning of my career when I was sort of 19, 20. I think just due to the volume of the training that I was doing, my body probably wasn't quite strong enough, so it broke down quite a bit. Yeah. But sort of in the later stages, I've paid a lot more attention to sort of the prehab and the little things. Took a lot better care of my body, and touch wood.
Been all right,
I've been all right, yeah. So,
unfortunately, it's a plastic table, though, Lewis. So.
He gets very fiery, Borja, doesn't he? Even right from the get-go, he's so intense, which is one of the things that makes him so hard to play, because you don't get any cheap points against Borja.
I think that's where Deck's going to have to try and see if he can make the most of him getting a bit fiery and see if it can overspill.
Yep.
If you're going to play mind games, that is.
Definitely. There's a kill that you were talking about. This is a lot better start than the last time they played.
Mentally, as a junior, Deck was so chilled out, wasn't he? We had a conversation, me and Kev, earlier on commentary as to who was the most chilled out player. Both you and Deck came up. But he's got a lot more fire as he's got older, Deck, I think.
Yeah. I mean, well, it was needed. I mean, you can't sort of...
Can't play horizontal.
No. I mean, you can't challenge sort of the top sort of 50 players in the world being completely chilled out. You've got to have some urgency about you, especially with the speed of the game these days.
So are there any real passages, did you get a chance to talk to that before, any real passages of play that you were looking to, or he's looking to build against Walker to try and attack a bit more, or is it just going to be playing his own style of game? And
yeah, we haven't really chatted about it. I think for Deck though, he always just tries, I mean, his biggest strength, as I said, is sort of his height and sort of controlling the middle, and I think no matter who he's going to play, that's going to be his main focus.
Yeah, once he gets in front, he's so hard to get past, isn't he?
Yeah, Yeah.
Just the wingspan as much as anything else.
Yeah, I mean, he's tall, but he's also got very long arms.
4-3.
I think if Declan is to kind of really trouble Borja, though, it's not going to be a short affair by any means. He's going to have to be on there for sort of 70, 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Because Borja's not the sort of player to lie down at any point.
That's no good for our schedule, though. The schedule's gone already.
Yeah, Borja's. Yeah, I don't think anyone beats Borja quickly. That's for
no. There's a few players like that hang around the World Tour. A bit of an Alan Klein, but a better version almost, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I think this is going to be a real sort of battle for the middle of the court between these two guys. I mean, I hope they kind of the traffic issues aren't too bad.
It's nice and tight down that backhand from Deck.
There's that forehand.
No net.
Just a little bit wild.
4.
Nearly cost him a light. Oh.
No, there, Borja won't be happy with that. It's funny, as intense as Borja is on court, he's always very sort of polite and respectful to his opponent, which can be quite comical at times. He'll go absolutely mental at himself and then apologise to his opponent.
There's a few young Spanish players coming through, actually. Obviously, he's inspired another generation to come through. They obviously did quite well. A few starting to emerge on the World Tour, aren't there?
Yeah, there's
got Iker Perez and Edmund Lopez.
4.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, they're doing pretty well. Especially Iker. I think he did really well at last year's Europeans, maybe.
Yeah, he's not here this year, but yeah, he's definitely starting to emerge. That's one to watch.
5-all.
Are we going to get this comicalness?
Yeah, this could be. Well, I don't know. He's given a stroke there, which he's clearly not happy about.
5-all.
We're getting hand signals, weren't we?
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the Kandra backhand serve? Rich didn't seem that perplexed by it, but it confused me.
I think I heard about this actually. He was serving backhand from.
So he's obviously left-handed, serving with his backhand on to the backhand of the right-hander.
So he wasn't looking at his opponent when he served.
Yeah, so he's back to the opponent. Yeah.
It's interesting. I think I've seen James Wilstrop was trying that for a while, and obviously, I mean, you get the angle going into the sidewall, but you've got to turn around quickly because obviously you've got your back to your opponent.
It looked awkward.
Right.
I'll put it that way. He looked like he was in a bit of a twist.
Was it successful?
It was. He won quite a few points on it actually.
Right, okay.
He won 3 points on it in the second game.
That's nice.
Aces as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's clearly effective, but it looked bizarre.
That's a nice bit of skill from Borja there, just catching Declan flat-footed. Not going to be happy with that. Yeah, it's kind of a sitter. It's a good area for Declan, that forehand volley.
It's that 2-point gap.
Yeah,
it's quite a crucial part of this game as well. It could just run away potentially.
We're doing some now. Shut out.
It's a nice tight ball.
So have you hit on this court yet? Have you played on it?
No, I've hit on the courts at the back.
Right.
I've heard it, so wow, and I can see it's a fast front wall.
Yeah, very fast. But it's really nice.
Yes,
yeah.
7-5.
Everyone seems to be saying it's a nice court to play on. Seems quite bouncy in the back corners actually.
Yeah, very bouncy for a glass court especially. Yeah.
Obviously, get a chance to hit a lot on the one at Manchester, which again isn't a slow front wall, but then you've got it dies in the back corners. Whereas here it seems to spring up quite a bit. Oh,
there we go.
That'll do.
Out. 6, 7.
Certainly taking initiative.
Yeah. I mean, Borja won't be happy with his service there, that's for sure. Can't give easy serves at this level. They're both moving around each other pretty, as I say that. That ball.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah, they're both moving around each other pretty nicely at the moment.
Quite smoothly.
Yeah.
There's not been too much so far, has there? It's been quite smooth.
That's no let for that.
Yeah, it wasn't really any protest from Borja.
No.
Yes, net. 7-all.
It's not going to be a short opening game, is it? I think match
No,
length already is over 10 minutes.
Yeah, could be looking at nearer the 20-minute mark potentially here.
Yeah, especially if it goes into a tie break.
That's a nice lift. Just mixing up those paces nicely.
Ooh.
No let. And out. 8-7.
Yeah. That's a bit harsh.
It was. I mean, there's an argument that the board was sort of to the left of Borja and Deck could have gone round. Also, the shot quality was high.
Yeah, it was a good shot, but it's just that racket getting trapped. It's
yeah. I think the referees sort of, especially over the last sort of 6 to 12 months, are definitely trying to cut down on
number of decisions, aren't they?
Yeah, just the easy let balls. Like if you can go through and play it, there's no reason. Like just try and keep the play as continuous as possible.
It's good. It's so much better to watch, isn't it, when it's like that?
Yeah, I mean,
you just end up with a few odd calls.
Oh, that is a great shot.
9-7.
In the first was the kill by Declan.
I know. I thought the kill wasn't going to come back, and it did. Much better start than last time they played.
Yeah, I mean, a lot more positive than the first time. Well, I don't know if it's the first time, but the last time for sure. Borja's at least having to work for this game as opposed to being handed. What's your prediction for this match, anyway?
We didn't do predictions, did we? It's a prickly fence, you see. I actually have got this down as our first upset of the day. I'd been going down the list, and I went, this one's going to be the one where I was going to go for Deck.
Go for the upset in
but I
games.
3-2.
3-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you reckon, Lee?
It's hard to say, isn't it? I think, considering Borja's form towards the end of last season, I mean, Declan was playing well. That's a great shot.
Finish.
Yeah.
8-9.
I think it's probably going to go to 5. I don't know who, to be honest. I think it's going to be tight.
There's the fence.
That is the fence, yeah. Firmly seated on the fence.
Stroke to Golan.
Oh. He's not happy with that. I mean,
I'm surprised we'll have really non-biased English commentary plus family relation here.
No, yeah, I'm trying to...
You hadn't have gone straight for like that. I took the 3-2 away from you. That was what happened, wasn't it? I gave you a curveball.
That's the issue. I'm trying to stay unbiased here. That's Borja's first game ball.
That's a nice drop from the back there from Deck.
15 minutes. Oh, he's not going to be happy with that.
Quite quickly run away that game, actually. From 12 minutes to 15 minutes, the game just rapidly went from 7-all to 11-8.
Yeah, a couple of, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, 7-all, a couple of, not even bad rallies, just a couple of sort of shots that weren't quite on target, and Borja's run away with it.
Just shows at this level, doesn't it, that any gap and the players take the most of it. It's just going to run away very quickly. So what, you know, if you're in the corner, what would be your words to your cousin?
That's a good question. I think he needs to keep being positive. I mean, especially the kills on the backhand side, really were working for him. And on the
that's that forehand kill we're talking about. That was a joke, Harry Golan.
Wonderful to touch from Borja there. But I mean, again, he just needs to try and keep the middle of the court and then not get too impatient. I mean, he gets to the middle of the court, and Borja's really good at resetting the rally. And I think the temptation is sort of as soon as you get an opportunity, to just go for it.
Yeah.
And you can't you don't want to be negative, but you've got to sort of pick your chances, especially with someone like Borja. He's a great athlete. So if you leave the ball sort of loose at the front of the court, he's going to get on there quick, and you're going to pay for it. Yeah,
I guess it's. I think he's got to try and find a way of getting those kills into the game and initiating. But as you say, it's the right times and building enough pressure to do it.
Yeah.
And definitely, you know, like once he's around the middle of the court, Deck's formidable, really, isn't it? It's very hard to get that ball past him.
Yeah, and I mean,
he's got to use that probably a bit more, I think.
Yeah,
you know,
he's got good skill around the middle of the court, and obviously, as I say, he needs to use that. But you've got to pick your chances, pick your times.
Yeah, I think that's what's developed in Deck's game year on year, isn't it? Is his ability to attack more and more, like in terms of he's added more and more weapons to the ways in which he can attack.
As a junior, he used to be really attacking, and then
it kind of went out of his game for a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, he kind of sort of beginning of his sort of
Golan
professional career. I think he was trying to add more discipline to his game, and sort of maybe went a little bit too disciplined and didn't use sort of the things that he's naturally good at, his creative skills. So I think he's just trying to bring him back in now, but in a more sort of structured manner. Like theirs, which is needed.
That's nice,
That's the kill, yeah.
And out.
So when you were growing up, obviously you grew up at the park playing together.
Yep.
Did you get Deck into squash at first? Because I can't remember when Deck started.
Yeah. I think we actually sort of started around a similar time. Even he's 5 years younger than me, so he would have been about 6-ish, and I was 11. I think we both joined the park when I was about 13, so about 8.
So a little bit later.
Yeah, but we started playing around the same sort of time. Obviously, he was a lot younger. And
was it your dad Clive that got you into it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And then we sort of started playing at the Park Squash Club and sort of joined the junior programs there. And I don't think it was ever like turning professional wasn't sort of something that we were aiming towards. But it was one of those things which used to hang around the club all the time. There's a lot of top professionals. I mean, there's a few like world number ones that were training at the club at the time. John White was there, Simon Park, Alex Goff.
So it rubs off.
Well, it's just just kind of being around in that environment. And seeing that level of squash every day gives you something to aspire to. And so that was we just kind of progressed like that.
It became just a fun place, didn't it? The park with it when everyone was coming through that sort of.
There's a lot of juniors there, and a lot of pros, and so obviously as kids we used to love to come down and watch the pros play and just try and copy what they were doing. And then I think sort of, especially for me, towards sort of the end of my junior years, I decided to start taking it a little bit more seriously, and then Declan did the same, obviously, a few years later. I mean, it was a really good program at the park. Brought us through another professional, Eddie Charlton, who he reached sort of about 50-ish in the world as well. It was a great program.
Yeah, obviously same age as Det. You had Ollie, didn't you? So Ollie Holland, who won every national title going as well. So he's a student here at University of Nottingham as well. I mean, there's a lot of good squash in Nottingham. There was, and I think it probably kind of moved away from Nottingham for a few years, but it seems like a lot of those players are kind of coming back now, which is great for the clubs here. You're also getting involved at the park with some coaching, I hear. Is that right? Doing a
little bit at the park. I'm sort of trying to work with the county juniors as well.
Okay.
Just to try and bring that along and build the program there. So it's similar to the program that sort of me and Declan experienced as juniors. I think in the last few years there hasn't sort of been anyone around to kind of drive it. So that's one of my goals while I'm back here, is to kind of drive the junior program.
And out. 3,
Do you enjoy the coaching more than playing, or have you got a preference? Or
I think at the moment I still prefer playing over the coaching. I mean the playing side anyway. The training to play is not the nicest, but that's
a nice trickle.
It's a good start for Declan here in the second game. He just wants to kind of make sure he doesn't get too excitable. Like we saw a minute ago, there's a sort of a silly error. But if he can hold on to this, he's going to cause Borja some problems.
Yeah, he started to just find ways of getting at the right time, attacking a little bit more, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Just like we were talking about in between games, it's just trying to find those opportunities.
I think it's going to be interesting when the match sort of gets to the sort of 40-50 minute mark to kind of see, because obviously Borja's very physical. It's going to be interesting to see how Declan holds up physically and mentally after sort of 50 minutes of hard squash. That's a good line by Borja.
And out. 4, 5.
Again, Borja just holding the middle of the court. He's a big guy to get. He makes himself very big.
Yeah, it's that unusual technique as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, because he holds the racket so far down, and he's got really good spacing. So he doesn't have to go that far. He doesn't have to travel that far away from the tee, which is great for his recovery, and it makes it hard for him to get round. Declan having a word here with the referee.
Nice little conversation.
It's not happy. Heavy from Declan, not quite getting the kill right, and he's under a bit of pressure now.
Yes, net. 5-all.
There's a lot of contact with the rackets in this so far. There's a lot of kind of just clipping each other's shoulders with the racket. But I mean, again, it's good. It's better than them trying to play the ball, as I said before, rather than it stopping play. Yeah, just looking for the cheap lets or strokes. Borja saying that Declan didn't hit him with a racket. I think it was
Will he apologise to Dec after this? You know, is this really going to get the Spanish apology after? He's worked a couple of those triples in nicely, actually.
Yeah, he's catching him flat-footed with that. Just little variations like that is going to put Borja on edge slightly when he's going into the front of the court. You're not sure, or you're kind of struggling to read your opponent, and you send them into the front of the court and they're constantly wrong-footing you. It kind of puts a lot more pressure on your short game.
The other thing with that trickle, just going back to that trickle, he's added that in this second game, whereas he wasn't doing that in the first. No. So it's like another layer that's come in, isn't it?
Yep.
Just to create that bit more doubt.
6-5.
So I assume you've practiced quite a bit on this glass court since you've been around? Or have it only a few?
Only a couple of times actually. Only with Deck, because Deck obviously wanted to kind of...
Get ready for this?
Yeah, get ready for this. It's going to be a stroke. But yeah, it's, as I said, it's a nice court. It's very fast off the front wall, but it's good. It's very true. There's no sort of dodgy bouncing.
That's a nice little hold.
Yeah. Declan's going to want to hang on to this 2-point cushion now.
It's now a 3-point.
Yeah, just out that. I didn't.
Yeah, I think it's just on that line.
Just on the line. I haven't got my glasses on.
Are they the Johnny Depp type style?
Yeah, 100%.
It was Chris Longman actually who was calling you the coolest man in squash.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
So you've clearly got a fan.
Yeah.
It's just one of them.
There we go. This has forced a couple of errors from Borja now.
So if you see him rocking the same look that you've got, you know where it's coming from.
He'll do well to sort of
pull it off.
Pull this, yeah.
That's a great thing.
6-9.
Declan's going to have to keep his focus here because Borja's not going to give this away.
He's going to linger, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. It's not going to be one of those. He's got the 4-point, we have 3-4-point cushion, and then Borja won't give up. He'll keep fighting. And so that return of serve into the tin. Not a clever shot.
It's an interesting reaction there, wasn't it? It was a little star jump in the middle.
Some weird things for him.
Oh, it's quite a nice pirouette, that actually.
Yeah, the full.
Yeah, just done a bit of ballet in there as well.
To get all the way around there.
Yeah, he'll be wanting to fight here, Borja, as well, because he's defending champion, so
yeah,
we won't want to let go to that title.
Another no let.
Yeah, no let.
It's interesting that, because it actually came away from the sidewall. I didn't think it was that tight, and Borja hadn't done much wrong. I don't think Declan was giving him a line, but no complaints.
Taking it in from the back.
Oh.
I don't know if that was going to go up anyway.
No, it looked like he missed it, that. Really badly.
Yeah, but I think if it had gone in, it would have been a reverse boat.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bit of misfire.
Yeah, didn't use the strings for that one.
It's a good cat. I think when you've got arms and legs that long is the...
Another one on the racket on the shoulder.
He played the shot, he got not interference. I don't mind if he stopped the shot.
I understood he caught you on the way through.
No. Great catching, John. I thought.
He is not happy, is he?
Either way, it's a let then. Yeah, I'm safe.
There's a bit of a sigh there as well. It's like a poof.
That's that. 10-7.
He's not having any of it.
No. He's 10-7 down.
10-7.
That gave him a little smile. That was rash there. Just go for a cross court.
Yeah, it's so just unusual, a bit of a to the head.
That bit of fire.
Yeah.
Takes that second game, so it's 11-7 that second game. It draws it back to 1 game all. So it's now quite a tasty contest like we thought it would be. So yeah, it's interesting though, because I think what we were saying at the end of that first game in terms of Dec trying to just gradually get that space and trying to find the right opportunities to take it in started to show a lot. I think that's where that lead came from. It'd be interesting to see if he can do that again.
Yeah,
I think that's what camps must be telling him in terms of it's got to be a bit of the same again, kind of.
Yeah, use that variation and just attack when he's got the opportunity.
I think Borja is just trying to stay a bit more steady. Like there's a few unforced errors when there were bits where he got a bit scrappy, where actually normally he does a bit better in those situations.
Yeah,
than he did in that
I
game.
don't think he's going to be making those games sort of towards the later stages of this match. Sort of third, fourth. He's going to just want to make it as hard and as physical as possible for Declan.
Yeah, he's got to use those key strengths, hasn't he, in terms of how he can make it physical and what he can apply from there. Be interesting to see how he comes out in this game, because clearly he was a bit annoyed at the end of that game. Hopefully the break will give him a little bit of time to cool down. Dec back first onto court. It's a good sign. It's a nice bit of positivity. It's always interesting to see the body languages after when they come back onto court. You see, from the mental side, he seems ready to go, Dec here.
One game all. James to serve. Level.
Here we have Declan James kicking off this third game, taking the second 11-7.
Yes, Ned. Level.
Be interesting to see whether Borja changes his tactics or not here. Again, another uncharacteristic error there.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's made a few unforced errors for her, right? I mean, it's not really his usual character.
No, it's not something you'd associate with him.
Stuck in.
Yeah. That's a great line.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Two, one.
The other thing that's great with this event is seeing them playing their nation's kit, which obviously you don't get that much chance to play in your country's colours. There's only a few tournaments a year where that's possible, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And national pride and all that kind of stuff. You see the teams all supporting each other. It's good to see.
Yeah, it's a bit of added emphasis, isn't it? I mean, you don't want to have your country colours on and not put in the best performance.
I was at the World Doubles a few weeks ago, and that was the same kind of thing. It was a real sort of team feel, which I think it's nice. Like, obviously, it makes it different from a PSA World Tour event.
It does, and with
to bring that kind of
being sort of, it's a very individual sport, isn't it? And it's nice to kind of bring that team element to it, especially obviously in the doubles where you can bounce off each other's energy.
The doubles went down really well, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, going into it, I had sort of preconceived ideas of the doubles being a bit dull and boring and grind it out kind of stuff, and there were players playing like that, but like partners, but most of it was a lot more attacking with the lower tin, and it was good fun. It was a real good fun week, and the team atmosphere made it so festive around the tournament in terms of just feel and level of support.
Yeah, I think they've come a long way with the doubles. I mean, with sort of the 19-inch, even 17-inch tin, the doubles matches sort of like Commonwealth Games gone by just used to go on, and it wasn't very attacking. I don't think it was the best spectacle for the sport. But with the new sort of 13-inch tin, it makes it so much more attacking and so much more happening now.
Yeah, like it was much more interesting. Obviously, Deck was playing with James Ulstroff in the men's.
Yeah.
So that's good for Deck to play alongside someone that close and get that experience of playing with.
Yeah, and you'll learn a lot.
Yeah.
100%.
Great shot. Pulling it up as well. That's a nice post.
Yeah. Oh, it's down. There we go. Oh.
Not too many high points on that dive though. I think if he'd pulled off the second one, then we would be in Mega Rally territory. But I'm told that doing the beer run there.
Yeah.
Can we have one on site, please? Can you arrange one, a court service?
Inspirational figure for Deck sometimes in that corner, I've seen.
Yeah, he's been a long time sort of friend and sort of mentor to Declan, especially since he turned professional. He's always comes down to watch and supports Deck. I know Deck puts in a lot when he's at events.
Yeah.
Which is good to have, like, the more people in your corner, the more support you get as a young professional player, the better.
Yeah, it's good to just have people to be able to talk to and share experiences with and offload sometimes, isn't it? Like, be able to get things off your chest or try and work through plans and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's so important, isn't it, for
yeah, definitely.
These guys.
100%.
Golan, 5-2. Golan, 6-2.
Oh, that's great, really.
Yeah.
That's a Nick Matthew-esque forehand volley drop there.
Just wonderful reach. Using the height there.
He's got long arms, hasn't he? He really has got long arms.
Yeah, I mean,
is his arm span bigger than his height?
I think possibly. It could be. Mine is. I think it is as well. Yeah. Family thing.
Yeah.
Long arm.
Some good genes.
Yeah. Long arm helps for playing racket sport.
Your Clive was a bit of a sprinter as a kid, wasn't he? Good, that.
He was, yeah. 400 metres.
Perfect foot squash.
Big thing, yeah.
Is he still playing?
He is, yeah. Still plays Masters events.
Yeah.
Declan's dad as well, actually.
Yeah. Mark plays still quite a bit, isn't he?
Yeah. Plays a lot down. The squash club, that's great. Finished by Declan.
4-6.
I remember playing Mark actually in a club night once. I think that was the first time I'd come across him.
Again, very tall. Similar to Declan. Dex trying to get himself back in this third game. 6-2 down. And he's trying to mount a little bit of a comeback here.
Cool.
Probably gone through and played there. Again, Borja not happy with the contact.
Just can't resist a little chat, can he?
Definitely got a good start in the beginning of this as well, and he's just kind of come off the gas slightly.
From that mid part, the intensity just picked up a little bit, and that's where Borja's just started to get a bit more of a lead, I think.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was saying anyway.
It's starting to get a little bit more physical around the middle now. You saw like the last couple of points, players have just kind of gone through and not sort of thought too much about their opponent, where their opponent was, and just gone through and played it. And both times actually they've won the point. So
That's a nice lift from the front. A little bit heavy, but tight.
6-7.
Let's close it back down.
6-7. He's in within 1 point here. It's interesting to see what Borja does to respond. Sort of verify the comeback by Declan. I think the pace is going to go up, that's for sure.
Just interested to see if Deck can get a bit more comfortable around that mid part again.
Yeah.
That was where he was being so successful.
6-7.
And also, you were on him a bit early. There was a
He's going to get a funny shot of that one from Steve Cubbins, I bet. It's going to be a caption competition. I could just see it coming.
6-7.
A lot of stop-start around this
Yeah.
mid-backhand area. Sort of, I don't think it's anybody's fault in particular, but it's the clearance and then the play coming through. There's a few traffic issues. Great goal.
Getting good tip.
Go.
Deck.
And out.
Could have made it pull that time, but he held off.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good drive by Borja.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was a good way.
He probably wasn't going to come back. Borja giving Declan a little look now. This is that point I was talking about, sort of getting to about 40, 50 minutes. And definitely starting to get physically taxing for both players.
9-6.
Definitely our best contest so far out of the matches today.
Yeah, I think this
So
is.
far,
I think
yeah.
also. I think James and Lucas Serm.
That's going to be an interesting one to finish the night.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely keep me going to the last bit of my
Yeah,
shift.
you're going to
Anyway.
be here till the early hours for that one.
That's a nice weight. Well, no, that.
10-6.
That's a bit harsh.
Game ball.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, talk about consistency. The ref's been given. He's given a few strokes.
Yeah.
He's given let balls. I mean, at the very least, the players just want some consistency.
Game
I
ball.
think that's just simple letting it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it wasn't any different for the ones that he was given strokes for in the first game. And I don't think there was a line sort of around the back. So from a player's perspective, what do you do? I mean, he doesn't want to run Borja over.
Yeah.
And out. 7-10.
So
Game
it's
ball.
just a no let
So
now.
yeah. Clearly,
We're on that wavelength.
ref wants to kind of speed this up a bit. The schedule.
for red. Good anticipation around the middle there.
Yeah,
good hands.
Yep.
Just trying to force that. Like, didn't need to do that really, that cross short shot. Just giving Borja the chance to get back in front of it.
That's good improvisation.
Oh. I don't think he was happy with that one.
I guess, wasn't it? I mean, that's the easiest shot he's had in the rally.
That's
the easiest
he
shot.
just had to place it into that. Yeah. All he had to do was place it in that corner. Deck trying to close it down. It's back to 8-10 now. Borja down to 2 game balls. It's nice use the height down that backhand.
Yeah, I think they've got to use the height down the backhand. I mean, both players looking for the volley, and you've got to
That's nice.
mix the pace up.
Yeah.
Good touch.
It's tight at the front there. That's nice.
Not happy.
Golan leads 2 games to 1.
So interesting there. I think just that mid part cost it really. Like that tempo around the middle part of the game from Borja just upped it a little bit, and then a little bit was enough to push that back. And I think just shows the importance of having that T position. And I think that's going to be the big thing to watch in this next game, is if Deck can get control of that middle again, like he did in the second game.
Yeah, I mean, it's Deck's physicality is going to show now. I mean, he's going to have to put in a big physical effort at the start of this and like continue it through the whole of this 4th game if he wants to take this into a 5th and decide it.
So we'll see what he's got to offer in this 4th game. Definitely got plenty of court maintenance now. We've got 3 of them on there. Maybe that's a bit. I think that's probably Borja's sweat. What do you reckon, Lou?
Yeah, it's Borja
both
is a very heavy sweater there.
Plenty of perspiration.
So I've just heard there's Declan James is getting more support from his Nottingham club members. Yeah.
It's just Adam Talbot, motivational Adam Talbot on there.
No, actually, Mark James. He's a member at the Nottingham Squash Rackets Club for a while now. Follows all the pro players. Declan used to play a lot with him when we were kids. And another player, Dave Badrock. Thanks for the support, guys. I'm sure
he'll be cheering him on.
Yeah, they'll be cheering him on at home.
Again, that non-biased commentary.
Very unbiased so far.
I think you've done quite well.
Yeah. Neutral party over here.
I'll be telling Dad that.
Yeah. Right, so we've got Borja kicking off this 4th game. Both guys wearing red now. What's the
protocol?
Yeah, what's the ruling on that?
Well,
this was PSA.
I definitely think the player in red is going to win.
Yeah.
We're quoting that there's a massive stat, isn't there, against teams wearing red. That came up earlier on today.
I have heard that actually. What is?
I'm going to have to do a Google search here, aren't I? Came up earlier.
Is it due to the psychology behind it, or?
I think it's just that a lot of teams that wear red seem to be successful.
Just all the good teams choose red as their team colour.
Yeah, I guess you got Man United, Boston Red Sox. I think of different sports. See if you can name any others.
Yeah.
That's that. One love.
Another team wearing red. Say, come on, actually.
Liverpool,
Liverpool. Sure.
Arsenal.
Are we just going all football? Or are we
Well, we're trying to mix it up. Nothing for us.
more football?
Yeah, this is all football. What I've got. I need this stat. I'll tell you what. If you can find it, tweet us it in, or put it on the Facebook on squashball.com. What's the stat for the percentage wins to red-coloured teams wearing red kit? Definitely going to get a bit better, that stat, now we've got 2 red shirt players.
100%. Oh dear.
He's put me. It's a nice try, isn't it? I hit him. Ref, I hit him.
I mean, if he did hit him, then Borja's given him the ball. Borja's given him the ball.
Borja's recognised it.
Yeah.
He is a fair guy, isn't he?
He is, which is good. It's good to see. Borja's not trying to take the cheap point there at all, which is good to see. I mean, I just hope the referee can figure out what's going on.
Yes, that. 2, 1.
Well, I think he was just trusting the players, wasn't he? I don't know if he saw that.
No, I mean, I don't want to.
But, you know. Yeah, worked out well for the deck fans.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, go on, here we go. Oh.
It's a good reaction volley. For me, he's got to go round there, hasn't
he has.
That's a good call from the ref.
Yeah, I mean...
Let's give him a bit of backup now. I think that was a good call.
Yeah, you have got to go around there. It's difficult as a player because you see that and all you see is the ball and you're just trying to get the ball back and then you're going head first into Deck's back. So. Again with another good start here. He's started well in all the games, hasn't he? It's just sort of towards that mid-later section.
He has started a lot but yeah, it's whether or not he can hold on to the tempo that he's starting the games at. I think that's the big thing, because he seems to be coming on with a bit more energy, and then if the game goes on, it just drops off slightly, and that allows Borja a chance to get back in the games.
Yeah.
But more importantly, not just tempo, it's the control of the rallies, isn't it? As it went on in that last game, it started to go more and more towards Borja in terms of losing control of the rally.
Yeah. Again, could be down to the physicality. I mean, Deck's put in a shift at the beginning of the game, and he's not too far ahead. It
makes it hard, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes it hard. Great block.
That's it's working that ball around nicely. I think that's probably a stroke now.
It's probably a stroke.
Did he get that though?
I think he got it.
I think he got it. Yeah, we're going to need the mops.
Yeah.
Send the mops in.
Yeah.
That's good. That was a good effort from Borja.
That's good.
Cracking effort.
It's going to be good for Deck now to get sort of another mini reset in the middle of this game. What attendance not do a bit of a...
They could do with speeding up a little bit, couldn't they?
Yeah, there's no urgency whatsoever. There we go. Oh, no, I don't think he got it. I think that's right.
Yeah. It's definitely a Spanish dive there.
Yeah.
You know, Barcelona Football Club would be proud of that one.
The antics after.
No. There's no yellow card either.
No. Well, yeah. Court cleaners could do with a bit of a...
Yeah, it's definitely Sunday morning in the court cleaning department. Rich was giving me his old tactics of how he used to delay time.
Right.
That was a strange one about peppermints or something, of dropping mint on the court.
Really?
I've never heard that one before.
Peppermints in his pocket while he was playing?
Deliberately, so that he could drop them to then go, oh look, have you seen... So, the better thing is to just slip a fiver to the court attendant and say when he dives. I've never heard that one
get
before.
A bit bitter is obviously the other option to that.
Yeah, that could be.
Not to be overcritical. Good touch, good height.
It's done well to lift that back over.
Yep. 5-2.
That's got to be allowed, isn't it? It's the turning.
Yeah, no, I think he's
swung once.
He's questioning the pickups from.
Was he? Ah, okay.
James there, yeah.
I misunderstood the gestures.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of them. It's hard to kind of sometimes. Everybody's just waving their hands. Another good start for Declan here. Needs to hold on to it. That is a wonderful forehand drop.
So it's whether Dec can hold on to this early lead again. It's this mid part of the game that we've been experiencing the ever tightness of Borja.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be a combination. Borja's obviously going to up the tempo and sort of knuckle down, and Dec's also going to start to feel the physicality again.
That's a great get though.
Movement.
Oh, yeah. That touch.
Yeah. I mean,
so soft.
He's got an orthodox swing. He's not lacking in the touch department. I think that'll take a chance from Dec, that rally. You can see he's breathing, his chest going up and down that.
Yeah, we'll see whether that fitness work this summer's paid off. It's games against these top guys, these top 20 guys, I guess, that Dec's been looking to try and get results against this season.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and the experience it will get from playing players like Borja again. Yeah, I mean, that one. He's going to be feeling the effects of the rally before.
So it's got tight now. It's 5-all, just about to hit the hour mark.
Yeah, this is sort of.
This is where it tells, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice little hold there.
Yeah.
6-5.
Yeah, just start to get the feeling ever so slightly that Borja's gaining control of this fourth game. Oh.
I think Dec's saying he didn't get it. I think that's what.
7-5.
Dec calling his ball down.
Yeah.
It's honest with him. It's good. Good play.
You see, we're going straight to gesturing, actually, being honest.
Yeah, Borja not happy with the referee.
Yeah.
I'm sat back here, you know. I'm not on the court.
Nah, it was quite a hard one to call. I wasn't sure.
I couldn't see that from here.
Again, open up 2-point cushion now for Borja. Oh.
Yeah.
8-5.
That was a heavy tin. That was hit hard. 8-5. Just where you want to see Dec get stuck in, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Declan put that burst in, didn't he, at the beginning to the midsection of the game, and I just feel that we're just starting to see the fallout from that now. He's making a mistake and going short too early. If he's got any chance of saving this match and still continuing his run in this European individuals, he's going to have to knuckle down and really dig deep here. But this is a better rally, more patient.
Yeah, it's just building, wait for that chance, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's got to be very patient now, really.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right opportunity.
Yeah, anything loose at the front, Borja is going to be on that ball like a flash.
Soft touch on that backhand.
Yeah.
It's huge.
10-5, match ball.
So here we go. 62 minutes of play, and Borja has got his first match ball in this quarter-final match. Twisting, turning him. Hanging on. He's not going to be...
He's not giving in, is he?
No, he's going to be feeling this.
A little bit of oxygen depth.
Yeah, just a slight one. Lactic is going to be flying for his first at the moment. Borja is absolutely walloping that ball.
If in doubt, hit it hard.
Yeah, he's not giving anything cheap in this. Again, absolutely pulverizing it. Yeah.
Go on, Dad. Oh, this is a ridiculous rally. That's got to be a big record.
Golan wins 3 games to 1.
So there we have it.
7-11,
3 games to 1.
11-5.
We'll join back down on courtside with MC Paul Walters.
Ladies and gentlemen, just while I let Borja get his breath, please show your appreciation there. Great effort from Declan and a wonderful winning performance from Borja Golan. Borja, it was a really tough game. Remarkable that it was still, just the 4 games. How important in terms of defending your titles is it not to be extended to 5 games and try to make the matches as short as possible?
I was not thinking that I was this match. I was thinking I have a lot of matches with Declan, which is improving his play at home. It's a little bit tough on the glass court, so it's the first match of the season for us, probably for him also and for me. So yeah, it's even more difficult. We have to concentrate even more. And I think we play a good game of squash with, of course, a few mistakes. I think we will play better in November, but we are in August, so we have to play as we can now.
You did say it's the first event of the new season. What have you been doing in your downtime? Have you taken some time away and had a rest, or have you really sort of used that as an extended period to prepare for this new season?
Yeah, I played my last tournament in Guatemala. I have an injury in my feet, so I have to take 3 weeks force it, 3 weeks with nothing, and then 3 more weeks of rehabilitation, doing bike and weights, but not in the squash court. So yeah, since the first week of July, I'm training for the new season. It's not many more seasons for me, hopefully 1 or 2 more. So I have to be prepared and try to enjoy as much as I can. Yeah.
And how much are you enjoying, defending this title? I know last year it was, the catalyst of some really good results for you on the World Tour. And I know you're a very proud European champion. How nice is it to be back and defending that title?
I mean, never have this feeling because it was only one. Probably Greg no more because he won like 9 or 10 times. So I just coming here like no pressure on me because I'm number 3 seed, 4 seed. So there are Greg is number 1 in the world, James is number 6 in the world. So I win last year, but I'm not the favorite. So I just try to play my best this week. Hopefully every day I can play better. And yeah, you will see now if the next guys play for 2 hours and I have it will be a good match tomorrow for sure. The core is nice, the people crowd is really good, and yeah, we're coming here to enjoy squash.
We're coming here to see you tomorrow. Borja, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals. Ladies and gentlemen, Borja Golan. There will be a very quick turnaround, so if I could ask you to stay in your seats, and we'll get the ladies on for our final ladies' match of the evening as soon as possible. Thank you.
So thanks for joining us again. Be a quick turnaround into our next match, which is a women's match, Sina Kandra against Millie Tomlinson of England, the number 2 seed. So join us straight back after this short break.